This question comes from Alex, who asks, if the moon suddenly disappeared, what would happen to Earth? And how long would it take before things got really bad? First of all, the night sky would look very strange. One moment the moon is there, and the next moment it's gone. No explosion, no flash, just empty sky. If you happened to be looking at the moon when it vanished, you might think a cloud passed in front of it. But after a few minutes, you'd realize something was wrong. Very wrong. The first noticeable change would happen along the coasts. Because the moon's gravity pulls on Earth's oceans, it creates tides. Without the moon, tides would suddenly shrink to about 1/3 of their normal size. Fishermen, sailors, and coastal scientists would notice something strange within hours. Tide charts would suddenly stop working. The oceans would still move, but much more gently. But the moon does more than just move water. It also stabilizes Earth's tilt. Right now, Earth's axis is tilted about 23.5 degrees, which is why we have seasons. The moon's gravity helps keep that tilt relatively stable. Without the moon, things would stay normal for a while. Days would still last 24 hours. The sun would still rise and set. But slowly, over thousands and millions of years, Earth's tilt would begin to wobble. Computer simulations suggest Earth's tilt might swing wildly, anywhere between 0 degrees and 60 degrees. At 0 degrees, the planet would have almost no seasons. At 60 degrees, seasons would become extreme. Imagine summers where the poles point almost directly at the sun, receiving constant daylight for months, while the equator freezes in darkness. Then, thousands of years later, the situation would reverse. But even before those long-term effects begin, something else would change. The nights would become much darker. A full moon is bright enough to cast shadows. Without it, most nights would look dramatically darker, especially far from cities. Animals that rely on moonlight, like certain insects, birds, and sea turtles, would suddenly find themselves very confused. Millions of years of evolution assumed the moon would always be there. 236. Fortunately for humans, none of this would kill us right away. In fact, the immediate effects of losing the moon would be surprisingly mild. No giant waves, no earthquakes, no sudden disasters, just quieter oceans, darker nights, and a slowly destabilizing planet. But the moon has been slowly slowing Earth's rotation for billions of years. Without it, that braking effect would stop. Days would remain 24 hours long. But over very long timescales, Earth might begin spinning slightly faster again. And meanwhile, the moon itself wouldn't be around anymore. No more eclipses, no more lunar landings, no more giant glowing disk hanging in the sky. Just empty space where one of Earth's closest companions used to be. Which would be a shame. Because the moon has been orbiting Earth for about 4.5 billion years. And it's been quietly shaping our planet the entire time. But if the moon really did disappear tonight, humanity would probably survive. At least for a while. Though the night sky would feel a lot emptier.